You're listening to KEXP at 90.3 FM in Seattle, streaming worldwide at kexp.org. I'm Cheryl Waters down in the KEXP studio with Lucy Dacus. It's so great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having us back.
Always so great to see you. And you're going to start us off with a new song.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful. It's Lucy Dacus live on KEXP. That is a single called My Mother and I, coming out on an EP on November 8th. Lucy Dacus playing a sold-out show at Neumos this evening, and we're so happy to have you here. I know that last time you were in town as Lucy Dacus, we weren't able to get you to stop by, but it's always such a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I guess last time was with Boy Genius.
Yeah,
being here.
That was a collaborative project the last time that you were here, and that was absolutely magnificent as well.
Thank you. On to the next.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of pain, both yours and mine, both yours and mine. I'm afraid of pain, from where it comes and where it falls. Somebody lit the store on fire. Somebody lit the house on fire. Somebody lit the crowd on fire. Marching and I'll get old, and I'll get tired, and I won't run into the water. You gotta let me go down. Will you remember me as I am now? And I know you're strong. I know you're a man made for fortress, but we're alone, and I'm so willing to be proven wrong. And I find time, it won in a landslide. I'm just as good as anybody. I'm just as bad as anybody. Like you don't know the walls are thin, and I don't mind if you don't mind me listening. And I'm tired of all these whys. If I go far enough, will they not follow up? I find time,
Lucy Dacus live on KEXP. Two songs from the album Historian, my favorite record of 2018. Always love to hear those songs and live. Wow.
So sweet.
Wow,
You just made the funniest face after we finished. You were like, oh.
You don't want to talk over any of that music. Got to wait till the last note, good to the last drop. Wow, now I'm sort of speechless. Then it's time to ask you questions. You have, those two songs came from Historian. I do want to ask about Historian, but you started off with that song, My Mother and I, and that's from a collection of singles that's going to be coming out on November 8th. And you took a little kind of a non-traditional approach on making this record, and every few months you released a new song around a holiday. And you've talked in interviews about liking to create this style of slow music, and I'm wondering what that means to you.
Yeah, putting out songs gradually throughout the year has been like even more fun than I thought it would be. It feels really like low stakes, which is kind of nice. People always ask like, oh, are you stressed about your next record? There's this big pressure that you have to outdo yourself all the time. And I'm not really interested in that other than outdoing what I expect for me to do. And so these covers were an opportunity to do things we don't usually do. And then My Mother and I is an original. There are a couple originals too. And we kind of did things that pressed us. And I think I've learned a lot. And it feels like I just was able to give a little gift here and there throughout the year, make the holidays better. I'm not a big holiday person. I don't really like holidays. There's a lot of expectation. So this kind of like allowed me to look forward to them in a way I don't usually.
You'd also said in some interviews that you did find yourself writing songs around the holidays. What do you think it is about that brings that out in you? Maybe because you don't love them so much that you retreat, or?
Yeah, I write often to figure out what I think about something, and I'm thinking very many things around holidays, good and bad and just confusing. So I tend to retreat to my room and be like, oh, I gotta, leave this place to go make something. And yeah, it's a stress relief mechanism.
You talked about it being a combination of some covers and some originals. And talk about the covers. What do those songs mean to you?
They're a bunch of my favorite songs, like, ever. So it's been extremely fun playing them live. It feels like karaoke. The Bruce one, my dad's like #1 Bruce Springsteen fan. A lot of people lay claim to that title, but Ben Dacus is definitely up there. So that was as much for Bruce as it was for my dad. It came out the day before his birthday. Love You and Rose is like perfect song.
Who doesn't love that song?
Yeah, and I wanted to do a version that was exciting because I find it exciting even though it's a slow jam croon originally. In the Air Tonight is just spooky and fun. We all heard that song in a car in LA, and we were like air drumming and singing to it. And I was like, we need to do this live. And
I love that that's your Halloweeny song.
Yeah, it's definitely spooky. It's eerie.
What was it like, or how much fun was it to take these sort of iconic songs in all different styles and make them your own and put your stamp on them?
It was like jumping on the couch type of fun. Like, I haven't had that much fun in the studio maybe ever. I think because when it's my music, I'm like, okay, I have to shepherd this thing into the world exactly to my specifications. But the song's already written, it's somebody else's message. So for the first time, I was able to just think about sound, which I never really do. I'm always thinking of like message for my own songs, and the sound is like secondary to whatever the message will be. So yeah, I got to think maybe how most people do, which was very fun and kind of relieving.
Well, there is a very powerful message in the first song that you played today, which is one of the originals on your upcoming EP. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's about body image and my relationship to my mom. Actually, both my moms, I'm adopted, so each of them have their part in that song. And I think talking with lots of friends, especially like daughters of mothers, you inherit a lot of low self-esteem and poor body image from your mother, especially as your mother's getting older, and if you're related to her, which I'm not, but you can see, you know, if she's not happy with how she's aging, it's like, oh, I'm going to go through that and I won't be happy with how I'm aging. And that's just a really horrible cycle. And I think aging is great. I'm graying now and I'm stoked. I've always wanted gray hair. And yeah, it has brought up a lot of good conversations between me and each of my moms.
It does seem like you've been on a journey to feel more comfortable with yourself over your lifetime, and it's something that you think about and work on. And in fact, you said in an interview once, talking about social media, if people would stop thinking about what their social media looked like, it would just start looking like them. And what's that journey been like for you? It's actually a journey I've been on my lifetime as well, and I feel a lot more grounded just accepting that I'm okay the way I am. But
Yes.
It is still something you always have to think about. You don't ever really get to this place of perfection.
Yeah, like you come in and out of confidence. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm completely content with myself. And then another day I'll slip out of that and back into it. But I think knowing it once, you know that you can come back to it. Like even if you're changing, it's like if you hold on to the feeling of once accepting yourself, you know you can do it again. The social media thing, yeah, I'm a total optimist because it's just a tool. And like, if you follow Patti Smith on Instagram, she's got the best, like I straight up just read her Instagram captions and it's just so heartfelt. Like I know it's from her. Sometimes it's promotional, sometimes it's personal, sometimes it's just, you know, seemingly nothing but an observation. And yeah, it can be done well like any part of life.
How do you think, or what has changed since your record No Burden has come out? Look at that. That's an enormous question.
Since No Burden came, that's like 3 years. I have a job.
Well, you're your job now.
I'm my job. Yeah, my job title is Lucy Dacus, which is weird. I think anybody whose job title is their name, you really have to figure out boundaries. And I think that that's what's changed is I've figured out some boundaries and I'm still figuring them out. I'm not very graceful in the public sphere, I don't think, or I try to be, and I fall flat of what I want to be. But like if, you know, sometimes people come up and want to talk and are being really friendly, but I have had a really horrible day or I had a bad experience and I just get kind of triggered about like feeling like attacked or something. But
well, you
it's
can't
getting
be
easier.
available for everyone all the time. And people don't know that, and they mean well, but it still impacts you.
Yeah, for sure. But overall, I feel way more balanced than when No Burden came out because it was like totally unexpected anyone would hear that record. So things are better now.
And I've heard that you are thinking about a new album already. And in an interview that I read, you talk about kind of laying yourself bare and even more raw than you have before. How does that feel for you, or how you're preparing yourself for that?
The music's the easy part. The hard part is talking to the people in my life about what I'm going to say to however many people listen to it. Yeah, I think every day about like the lunch date I'm going to have with so-and-so to be like, here's this song. It's about you. Or in like, you know, I can apologize or I don't know how it's going to be. It's just I'm dealing with really personal stories that are difficult. So I hope that it is worth it. I'm pretty sure it will be. I've learned a lot from the artists around me that it is worth it to get really personal. My fingers are crossed, basically.
Well, I wish you luck. I can't wait to hear new music. And you have the singles EP coming out on November 8th, so that's some new music to share soon. And you're going to play what is many people's favorite song in the world next. It's Lucy Dacus
Pressure.
live on KEXP. Yes, I've upped the ante for you here and your wonderful band.
First time I tasted somebody else's spit, I had a coughing fit. mistakenly called them by your name. I was let down, it wasn't the same. I'm doing fine, trying to derail my one-track mind, regaining my self-worth in record time. But I can't help but think of your other in the bed that was mine. Am I a masochist, resisting urges to punch you in the teeth, call you a bitch and leave? Why did I come here to sit and watch you stare at your feet? What was the plan? Absolve your guilt and shake hands. I feel no need to forgive, but I might as well. But let me kiss your lips so I know how it felt. Pay for my coffee and leave before the sun goes down. Walk for hours in the dark, feeling all hell.
It's Lucy Dacus living up to the hype with Night Shift from the album Historian. You know, you mentioned at the beginning of the session that last time you were here was with Boy Genius, and such a beautiful collaboration. And it really feels like they're your kindred souls, kindred spirits with that group of musicians and others. Do you find it easy to find people to relate to that you can learn from? And I'm wondering, you know, if that experience has helped you at all writing new music and being on tour?
Absolutely. I feel like each of us showed the others like how bold we can be. I've learned so much from them, and we hang out every couple months still, and I'm really grateful to have them as friends, and yeah, being able to relate to them and expand our group of friends to more people that do this. And yeah, I think that's part of why I feel more balanced now. I feel more understood since then.
I love to hear that, and I always love to hear new music and live music from you. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming in today. It's Lucy Dacus live on KEXP Seattle. Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.